All right, we are live coming to you from Ivis Forge and Homestead. What's going on, folks? And we got Bob from Bob's Adventure.
Yes. Hello,
Not
everybody.
Adventure, Adventure. Up in the house. What's going on, Bob? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. If you don't know why it's adventure, well, this isn't a set. I'm actually in the back of a van. So
Yeah. So for those people coming in, and we'll let people adventure in, and
yeah.
which I actually need to come over to my phone as well, which I'll put it on silence because I do need to be able to bring up the giveaway video, right? Because I
Yeah.
did the video for the mallet, and I'm going to show the mallet here in a little bit. So this a portion of this video is also for the 800 subscriber giveaway. Yep, we hit 800, and we're
Nice.
going to be giving away the mallet. So as people are rolling in, I know I've seen who we got. Corey is in the house. Crawford's in the house. My mother-in-law, Rosalinda Mendez, she was in the
Oh
house.
man.
Tony from Our Cabin in the Woods. West Falls Forge. Newt's Leather and Metal Smithy. That's Randy. White North Forge and Prairie Life. Chris. What else we got? We got Dana. Dana's in the house. What's going on, y'all? Come on in. Oh.
And I just got my community tab. So once
And
this posts,
yeah,
I'll share it
I
out.
saw
I'll
your
share it out there for you.
first post. That's awesome. Definitely thank you for sharing that out. And yeah, all those little perks once you hit 1,000. So for those of you
Yeah.
that don't know, Bob, he actually had just hit 1,000 this week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000 subscribers this week. So definitely, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And they'll be awesome whenever you can actually start, getting on the road and traveling to come visit all of the awesome YouTubers throughout the
Yep.
community.
Yep.
So
That's the plan anyway. Go across the country and the first stop when I'm hitting the road is going to actually be at uh, Paul Gauchi's house. I'm going to go do a tour with him and go have dinner with him and his wife and all that kind of stuff and do an interview. So that's where the first stop is his place. So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, and you have a PO box, correct, for people to be able to send you stickers.
not yet. If
Not
you
yet.
want, if
Yeah, I
you if
remember
you
you
want,
said you were working on it.
yeah, I'm gonna be getting a PO box. I just got all the rest of the stuff for my build, so now I gotta wait till next month, and then I'll get the PO box. But I ordered stickers, and if you want one, just email me. It's my channel name at gmail.com, and
Yeah,
send me your address, and I'll send you a sticker out. There should be here in a couple weeks. So
most definitely, most definitely. So for everyone that's coming in, those of you that don't know, Bob, he's got a wide open canvas of a van, right? He's
mhm.
already started on the back doors. So if you want to be able to send him a sticker, he'll throw it on the van, and as he's traveling around and whatnot, visiting with folks, spreading his message, the stuff that he's doing, I'll let him talk on that here in a little bit of what he does and doing the interviews of other channels, which we're
Mhm.
going to be with you on the third, correct?
Yep.
This
Yep.
Friday.
On Friday. Yep.
This Friday. So those of you that are not subscribed to Bob Adventure, head on over there, subscribe to him because myself and Gladys, she's probably not going to be able to join us tonight. She's doing schoolwork, getting caught up with what she needs to do. That way she can be with us for this Friday. We're going to be live over on Bob's channel doing a little interview session.
Well, she would appreciate the fact then that just let her know that all those years later from school, when I thought, I'm never going to use taking notes. And now I do all these interviews and I sit here and do homework and take notes. So let her know that someday the kid that doesn't take notes is going to appreciate the fact that she taught him to take notes.
Yeah, she's been doing really good. So for those of you that know or don't know, she's actually doing her psychology degree. She actually wants to work with kids. That's her passion, right? To work with kids with like autism or ADHD or things to that nature. And she's actually doing really, really well. By this December, she'll be completely done and can go out into the workforce. She'll have her bachelor's and be able to work towards. She eventually wants to get her master's and then hopefully even possibly her doctorate. That way she can actually start her own practice.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Cool. Then I can have, a sugar mama and I can stay at home doing this full time.
That's right. That's all you need to do. So you just got to find a sugar mama. Get taken care of.
Yeah, most definitely. All right. So far we got 10 people here. That's pretty cool. I think I average roughly that. So definitely thank everybody for being here. I know I've shared out some stuff and whatnot. So as I've stated, right, every Tuesday, 7:00, I do plan on going live. So this is my new regular. I do plan on posting a video every Friday, whether it be, it will be on this channel. So obviously I have my other channel as well. If you haven't checked that out, over on my premier listings is the Naughty Customs. That's for my woodworking channel and for other stuff like the paracord type craft I will be doing over there. That one, I'm not on a set schedule. That's just whenever I can get a chance to post a video, I'll post a video. But here, I'm going to be doing every Friday. I'm building a new blacksmith shop, so the new smithy is coming. It's slowly coming, but it is coming after all.
Right.
All right, so who else we got? Ooh, we got Mel and Gary's up in the house. Simple Life Reclaimed. So it's two of our favorite channels in one stream.
Yeah.
Wowza. Yeah, lucky day.
Yeah.
And I'm doing good. I don't know how you doing, Bob.
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. And yeah, the stickers I actually had to take that you're talking about. I had to take them off for the back of this van. And I was able to get them off so I'm going to re-glue them on the new van I'm getting, which is a minivan, because this it's too big for me. Too much room in this cargo van. I need to really go tiny. I want to challenge myself. So,
well, no, I'm sure the smaller van will have a much better gas mileage as well.
Yeah, that's the real reason. But yeah,
get out of that V8.
Yeah, and it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be exciting at the same time. And I looked on YouTube, and there's not that many minivan builds, so I might as well take advantage of that fact too. Put one together.
Well, what you should look into then is like one of like the VW vans, the ones that have like the little canopy. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's a guy that's got one, but I don't have that one available to me right now. But I'm gonna look into something for the next one, and I might get something like that. But for the cooking, and then I got a Blackstone grill, a little 17-inch grill. Yeah. So I'll be having a little kitchen in it, basically.
Awesome. That'd be cool. Yeah, because some of those vans, obviously I'm a VW fan. I've always been a Volkswagen fan. I've always said that there's two vehicles that I want to build or have in my lifetime, and I've yet to have either one of them. And I'm probably on my at least 30th something vehicle, and that's a mid 60s era Volkswagen Beetle that I want to have in like the two-tone California custom type of look, right, with a little rack on the top.
Yeah.
And then I also want to have a late 40s era Jeep Willys truck. So those are my two vehicles that I will have before I die. It's just gonna take some time.
I've had a lot of cars too. Like I had a 1970 Mustang in high school. I had like an International Scout Traveler before, bunch of different vehicles, a Yugo and all that kind of stuff. Just a bunch of different cars. So kind of like you. Yeah, yeah. But the one that I want to get, if we're talking about before you die, is I want to get a 1940 Ford. That's always been my favorite car. I like the way it looks and everything with the split window in the back of it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's always been my favorite car.
Most definitely. Uncle Steve Shake up in the house. And buddy, I actually need to get onto your webpage because I'm almost out of shake that Papa Texas has sent me. And so I need to get some more. Those of you, if you've been going and checking out our cooking videos that Gladys has been doing, we finally got her on a few of the videos. She's helping out when she gets a chance from school. And she's been knocking out some of those things. And I think every single one that she's done so far, we've been using some of Uncle Steve Shake. It's great. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm almost out of it. So I need to get some more. Mary Ranch up in the house. Hello, Miss Mary. How you doing?
I'll have to go check that out.
Oh yeah. It's he has a few different flavors, but I would, if you're gonna start off with just one, I would get the Gator Shake first. Because it has a little bit of almost like a citrus undertone to it.
Okay.
Not really. It's not spicy. It's not hot. He does have a spicy one that is really, really good if you like spicy. But yeah, the Gator Shake is perfecto. Is awesome.
Nice. I'll definitely have to take a look at that.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to have.
So yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with some of these.
So what was it? What was the biggest piece of junk car you had? If you had that many cars, I know you had some clunkers.
Oh, clunkers! Probably my '86 Nissan pickup. That was definitely a clunker. And the sad news on that one, right? So the very first vehicle that I ever had was in high school. I paid $2,000 for it from my stepdad. It was kind of like one of those, I was paying for it, and then he gifted it to me for high school for graduating type thing, or I was going to be graduating. So there's a '69 El Camino that was completely customized, right? So the inside of it was all custom. It had a 350 4-bolt main, blueprinted, balanced. I mean, it was a drag car basically. It was fast. It had NOS. It had all that stuff, right? Probably the one car that a 17-year-old kid did not need to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely had that. So long story short, basically I graduated high school and I ended up having an issue with the car, made a mess in the driveway. I fought to clean it up. I fought, I didn't want to work with the parents. And so they basically said, well, you need to get out of the house. You're done. So I packed up everything I owned in the back of an El Camino to include a dirt bike. Went up to Arkansas where my grandparents were. I lived with them for a few years before I joined the Navy. And yeah, everything I owned, right? So if you guys don't know the size of a '69 El Camino, the bed of that, it's not that big. And everything I owned fit in the back of that. And I just couldn't keep up with that car with the insurance and the gas and whatnot. So I traded it off for an '86 Nissan pickup that was at least 8 different colors. It had like a ladder rack on the back of it, and it was just a junker truck. It really was. And I traded a very, very nice hot rod for it, and I still kick myself in the butt for it.
Yeah, mine was an '85 Fiero, and I packed that thing full and moved in at once for a job, but that was a junker, man. Fuel pump went out on me partway on a trip, and I could only go about like 30 miles before it got too hot, and I'd have to shut it off for an hour. That was the longest trip ever that time.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some of these the chats. Let's see what we got going on. What we got going on. A lot of people saying hello to each other. Corey Shire said that he's always wanted a 71 Ford Custom 500.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be nice. And Tony, can't find your channel.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, do it without the space. Just type in Bob's Adventure without the space between the two, and it'll pull it right up.
There you go. So those of you that need to look for the channel, just type it in. If not, I'm pretty sure we can get that link thrown into the chat.
Awesome.
And then, restoring a 67 Volkswagen Beetle. Nice. Yeah, I would like to actually do a 68. That is, I did say the mid, so between 65 to 69. But I don't know why I want a 68, but yeah, that's just what I've always wanted was a 68.
I had a 72 Baja Bug for a little while that had the bug eyes, the little close ones in the front of it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to go around, and I enjoyed that one. But you have to keep up on maintenance on those ones.
And of course, Mel, I bet the ladies loved you, man. No, I was actually the shy kid in school, and I didn't like hang out with anybody.
That's kind of ironic that you're on YouTube now all the time.
I know, right? Yeah. So I was always one of those people that, no, I couldn't go out and talk. I was always the introvert. I'm still an introvert for the most part. I think the Navy really opened me up to doing a lot of stuff and talking to people. Obviously, I did 2 tours as an instructor, so I had to be up in front of a classroom actually instructing. So that definitely helped with this aspect of being able to talk to people,
right,
and things to that nature. Yeah.
So who's the most memorable person that you taught your time in the Navy? Like a student that either like drove you nuts or just made you laugh?
Oh, if I had to, Barry Smith. Yeah. I remember it like yesterday because I actually instructed this kid. He was a jokester. He was definitely the class clown. Made everybody laugh, whatnot. And then it turned around 2 years later after I instructed him, I ended up going to the ship that he was on, and I became his LPO, which is leading petty officer. So I was basically his supervisor. And turn around and be like, oh, great. It's like, I remember you. I was like, you're a pain in my butt. But no, he was a good kid. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in basic, there was a guy there that had never washed clothes before.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought, and it was the funniest thing in the world. I couldn't stop laughing, but he thought you put a whole bottle of detergent in per load of laundry. So he had dumped the whole bottle in there, and we went in there a little while later, and there were suds about 3 foot up on the floor of the whole thing. And I was like, we got to clean this up now, because if the drill sergeants find out about this, you guys want to talk about the pain we already suffered before. That's nothing that's going to happen if they see this.
Nice. So yeah, there's a high school car was a 67 Satellite with a 446 pack. What? Yeah.
That's nice.
Crazy. Yeah, kids back in the day. Yeah, we had a death wish, I think.
I'm surprised more kids didn't get killed. I mean, besides all that, there was no safety stuff. There was no seatbelts till I think it was like the late 60s. It was like, what, 69 or 70 before they required the seatbelts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember being, in the back seat, no seatbelt, or I'd be like in the backpack,
Mom's arm was the seatbelt if your dad had to stop too fast.
Yeah, there's so many times that I've had mom's arm go across my chest. Normally she had hit me harder than she needed to and knock the wind out of me.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have one of those station wagons that had the rear facing seat? because I was second oldest, so I was always in the back. It was nice to be able to see my death coming at me.
Yeah, no, we ended up. I think the worst car we had was a AMC Gremlin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we actually nicknamed that car the Bomb because we never knew when it was going to blow up. And we had somebody steal that car from our front yard because we always left the keys in it. My dad always left the keys in it. They made it about 2.5 blocks. It broke down, so they left it on the side of the road with the key still in it. And yeah, we ended up having to go down and push it back to the house. It was so fun.
Man.
No.
The scariest moment I ever had in a car was when I was like a teenager.
Yes,
we were riding.
Whoop, whoop.
we were riding down the road in my uncle's Bronco, and his wheel ended up coming off on the back, and I was sitting in the back of it, and it came off on the side I was on, and so I got to ride in the air for a little bit as the Bronco launched up a little bit.
Nice.
Somehow my dad kept it on the road because he was driving, but I don't know how he did that, but we stayed up riding on the road.
Awesome. All right, so obviously our last giveaway that we did, so I'll go ahead and jump in. We ended up having some shirts that went out. I finally got these in. I'm not going to open these up because these are going to the first place and second place winner of that. But I will go grab the other one to show that one here in a little bit. It's pretty cool. So definitely it was Crawford, right? Which I think I saw him. He was in the chat. I haven't seen him chatting away lately, but I know he was here. Was our second place winner. And then it was the Garage Misadventures was our first place winner. So those shirts have finally come in. You're going to be getting them sent out, which I actually had to reach back out to Mr. Doug over at Garage Misadventures. If you have not checked them out, definitely go check them out as well, because they got some. Like if you didn't catch our last giveaway, I know some of the people here probably did not. We had some awesome stuff come over from Papa Texas. He had given some of the shake, right? The Gator shake from, Uncle Steve's shake. And it's awesome stuff. Threw us some stickers. Then some of our stuff that we had going on. So we ended up sending all that stuff out to all the winners with the exception of the shirts because the company that I go through let me down. With all this stuff going on around the world, that they were more worried about making masks and making other stuff other than my shirts. So it is what it is, but they finally came in. I'm finally going to get those out. And yep, there's Crawford. He says, I'm here, our resident wizard of the blacksmithing community, because he's got that nice beard like I got.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna tell you, I got a thing going on. Somebody emailed me. I guess there's gonna be like a competition going around about beards and about who can grow the beard. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I've heard hints of said competition going around, and this is a year and. Year and a half. Of growing.
So who's ever going to run the teams? Because I'm not going to run a team. I'm busy. I'll be on somebody's team. But if whoever's going to be on a team, you might want to pick us up because this is like about a week and a half. So
yeah. So there's some good ones out there that I know that they can grow a beard like that. But if this said competition requires shaving of said beards to regrow them, I'm out.
Oh man!
Unless you're wanting to throw some bones my way, and I think Miss Mama Gladys had already said it's going to take at least $500 American for me to shave.
Better be careful what you wish for.
Hey, that's what she put it out.
Who's gonna sponsor? Who's gonna sponsor that? That's what I want to know.
Right, and I just thought, hey, I'm not monetized yet, so I know people can't be sending me money, which is cool. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so Crawford's working on his mallet, which I do have that to give away here in a little bit. I've already said that we're going to be doing that giveaway. So actually, Bob, I'm going to run and grab the other shirt.
Okay.
This one, that way people can see what it looks like. And then while I'm grabbing that, if you want to tell everyone your story, what's going on, as much as you want to talk about, what are you doing on YouTube? What's your story? What's going on? I've already heard this.
All right.
Why I'm grabbing the shirt. I know I have a lot of people here that don't know what you're doing, what you're about, and that way they can check you out and go to your lives and do all that stuff. And I will be right back. All right.
Awesome. Well, guys, so it was really awesome of Ivy's to have me here. So, well, he's gone. I'm going to say he's a pretty cool guy, and I'm excited to have him on Friday. But anyway, so I'm moved into a van because I'm trying to, I'm out of debt, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money just having a roof over my head and then not be able to live. And I've been on disability, and now that this is working and I'm able to, hopefully keep it growing and keep it going, I can make enough money at this that I don't even have to worry about that anymore. Because I beat my body up working over all the years, so I can't do labor jobs anymore. So, but even still with that, 20% of my revenue from YouTube and my super chats are going to be donated to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you want to know the whole story, you can watch my channel trailer. It tells it all, and it tells it in detail. But I've just had a lot of family members that have committed suicide, and I tried to at one point in my life, and so I want to give back and hopefully save somebody else. And doing these interviews with these people to show them that you can come back from being in that dark hole and make something of yourself. So that's what it's all about. And I got a bunch of big people coming up. I even got Jason Crocker is going to be on the 17th. So,
yep. All right, perfect timing. And thank you, Bob, for throwing out all of your info and what you're doing. And we love you, brother. And yeah, that whole debt-free life stuff is definitely a big thing, especially for me. So those of you that know or don't know, okay, is I want to get out of Virginia because I've been here for off and on for like the last 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like living in Virginia. Not that any other place is better or worse, but there's a lot of places that are better and a lot of places that are worse. And so I actually went through and I've been doing I'm not going to show off any numbers or whatnot, but my accelerated debt payoff plan,
nice.
utilizing, the awesome Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
And with all of my debt, so for those of you that know, right, and a lot of people may not know, I am divorced. So my first marriage was little over 14 years, right around 14 years. And majority of that was in the military. So obviously anything over a 10-year span in the military, if you get a divorce, they are entitled to a portion of your retirement. So yes, she got a portion of my retirement. That's for life. I can't take it back. It kind of sucks, right? But she also, I couldn't afford an attorney. Her dad paid for an attorney and ended up getting me raked over the coals for the most part. So I ended up having to pay 7 years alimony. I have 2 years left, a little over 2 years left. And then obviously child support, which I am 100% will always take care of my child. I had zero issue in paying child support. It was just that whole alimony thing I didn't really care for, especially she's already been remarried. She's been remarried for like 4 years now. But yet I still have to pay her. Kind of stinks, right? Yep. But it is what it is. And we look to the positive. Obviously, I can afford all my bills. We're living in a house that we're paying for. This isn't a rental. This is, I'm buying it. So I'm able to do all those things that I'm wanting to do. I'm able to pay off my bills. And with that paper that I just showed you, it's a little over 3.5 years. I'll be 100% debt free. That's including my broke down truck that's sitting out in the driveway. For those of you that had missed that story from last Christmas, coming back from my mom's, yeah, that was not a fun trip. But I definitely thank Bob from B&B Forge. He was our soul saver on that one. He let us keep my truck over at his place. He actually had a buddy go pick it up from the side of the road, towed it to his house. It sat there for months on end before I was finally able to get the insurance to go pick it up for me and bring it to my house. And yeah, and it's still sitting out there. It's the F-250. It has a 6.4 liter diesel that's in it. I have to replace the turbo. I also have to replace the oil cooler in it. I have all those parts. I just need time and whatnot to be able to get out there and do it. But, yeah.
What have you worked the same job your whole life, or have you worked different jobs?
Before the Navy, I bounced around to a bunch of different things. Majority of stuff I did was construction. But during the Navy, obviously, I was a fire controlman. I worked with weapon systems, so I was advanced electronics. The main system that I worked with the most was the CWIS, which is the close-in weapon system. Those of you that know or don't know, you can Google it. You'll probably end up seeing the Army's version of that, which is the CRAM, it's counter rocket and mortar defense, which, yes, I worked on one of those as well out in Iraq for a year, shooting down rockets and mortars. It's an awesome system. I mean, it's basically R2-D2 with a hard-on that shoots 20 millimeter rounds, at a very, very quick rate.
Right.
Yeah, so it was awesome. And Corey Shire, he had put in Anson. Have you ever been stationed in California, like San Diego? And that's actually where I went to school at for that system. So I was out there for little under 9 months. It's like 8.5 months that I was stationed there. But they also did a program whenever I left. So I did boot camp, my A school, and all of my preliminary schools in Great Lakes up in just outside of Chicago. And then I went to California, and they actually had what's called a fleet up program, to where they, in between an A school and a C school, they send you to the fleet for 6 months, just so you're able to acclimate, I guess, to the fleet life. So I actually went out to the USS Cleveland, which is LPD 7, based out of San Diego, did that for 6 months, and then went to school. So yeah, I got a chance to see all that great stuff and ride the trams and go to Tijuana and get in trouble and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Did you ever meet anybody cool from like a USO tour coming through?
I think yes, I have met a few people. I think the person that I saw the most was actually Toby Keith. I saw him 3 times. Once on my first ship, another time when I was in Iraq, and then a second time was actually here in Virginia, where I live. We went to kind of like a USO tour on a base. But when I was in Iraq, he was about to go perform, and the stage and the whole area where he was set up and everything. I was actually working that night, but I ended up getting a chance to drive past and see him. The very first mortar that we had shot down, after we'd already been in country for like 3 months, but we were still setting up and all that, because we were I was the very first group that went to Baghdad where I was at. So we were still setting up our systems. We were still, calibrating. We're still doing a bunch of stuff. So we had missed a few, rockets and mortars coming in. Nobody had died, whatnot, from any of those attacks. But we were getting stuff almost every single night for 3 months straight. And it damaged a lot of equipment, but no one had died during that time. And the very first mortar that we shot down was 5 minutes before Toby Keith was about to go on stage for his concert. And what's cool about that is there's a lot of equipment that can see the trajectory of the mortar that's coming in and know proximity, like where it's going to land. And that mortar was going to land almost right in the middle of where everybody was sitting for this concert. And it was the very first one we shot down. And he actually came around to all of my unit and like thanked every single person, almost like shook everybody's hand. And we had close to 100 people, and individually he shook everybody's hand. So that one was pretty cool.
Where was your favorite place that you were stationed at?
My favorite place, I would say Newport, Rhode Island. It was my first instructor tour. That's actually, and from there is when I left to go to Iraq, which I had fun when I went to Iraq. But I think when I was in Newport, Rhode Island, was actually my favorite station, because for one, whenever I came back from Iraq, I no longer had to instruct. That was good. Two, I actually got to go work down in facilities, which was taking care of the building and whatnot. But I got to go fish every day out in Narragansett Sound. I got to do that. Got to play in this ginormous woodworking shop that was part of the schoolhouse, and just making stuff for all kinds of people. I was making shadow boxes. I was making sword cases. I was making all kinds of stuff and selling them. Yeah. That one I loved. Go to work in civilian clothes, being active military, and then being able to do woodworking while you're at work. Yeah. I love that one. All right, so yeah, let's catch up some of the stuff that's going on in chat. And then we are going to, actually, I went to go pick up this shirt so you guys can see. But yeah, I'll go through here really quick. So, yep, Dave Ramsey is a good plan. Ramsey is the man. Whoop, whoop. And yeah, most definitely, I like that one. And I never did get the shirt I bought from you, Anson, from Greg. Well, that's not cool. Because it said that it was already delivered, so I'm gonna have to look in on that. But yeah, like I said, this I don't want to just throw them out there because they were a good company until all this crap hit down. So I'm not gonna like shame them or nothing. But yeah, I'm not going to be shopping with them anymore. And Greg, I'll get you another shirt. All right, don't worry about that, brother. I'm going to get you another one. But okay, so here was the 750. So this is the front of the shirt.
Hey.
So this is one of our stickers. It's the logo that's on the front.
Yeah, I recognize the artist that did that logo.
Yeah. So it's from Toonstead. Yep. And then this is the back.
Nice.
Ivy Sports and Homestead. This was for 750. Has my epic beard that's on there, and then the YouTube logo. So there's only 3 shirts like it ever in the world, and 2 people will have one. And then that's Gladys's shirt there, because nice. I don't wear white because being a blacksmith, it's kind of to wear white because it would come out gray.
Yeah, that's why I got gray in the first place. See, because then it's
Yeah, for me. I mean, you see what I'm wearing, which is
Yeah.
one of Alex Steel shirts. This was one of the very first shirts I've ever bought from a YouTuber. This was back when he was still in the UK and only had like 2,000 followers, and now he's like 2 point something million followers. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Has our own journey on YouTube.
Yes, they do. Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
But
I
yeah,
always like to see that though, because that gives you, because especially if you start watching them and then you see that happen, it gives you like, okay, it can happen. I've just watched it happen to somebody else that
yeah.
I've been watching.
So yeah, I mean, because I mean, Alex Still was always one of the people in my life from whenever I got divorced. So obviously, my ex was not a supporter of me doing any type of like blacksmithing type work. Even though I've always wanted to do it as a child, because I grew up, like my family on my mom's side is from the Ozarks, right? They're from the Missouri side of the Ozarks. So that's where they all live even to this day, right? And that's why one reasons why we want to get to the Ozarks, but I want to be more on the Arkansas side of the Ozarks. And because Gladys's family is from Texas, so we want to be a little further south. That way, we can go visit both sides of the family. But I've always been around, you know, the blacksmithing with Branson. Every time we would go, you know, I'd always go to the blacksmith. I'd always watch the blacksmith, even as a little kid, and it just always intrigued me. And I think the very first time I saw him, I was like 5 years old, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. Well, my ex, right? She never approved of it. I never got a chance to do it until I got divorced. And I was like, you know what? I really want to do this, but I don't think I can. And then I started watching just YouTube videos, and I ended up getting onto Alex Stills. And I was like, you know what? This kid started at 12 years old, just doing all these things, doing the live shows, doing all this stuff, and he started doing blacksmithing. So I jumped in. I went ahead and started doing it at a friend's house, because I was living in an apartment, and then it just from there it kind of grew. I ended up moving in with Gladys to her house as a friend, right? Had my own room, paid her rent, whatnot, and then started from there. Went to this little tiny setup of a blacksmith, setup, and then moved into more of a more permanent setup with a shed and whatnot, and then we ended up moving to a different house, and I actually made a more bigger setup from there a couple different times, and then we left from there and bought this house, and now I've been in this temporary setup with a tent, and now I'm finally starting to make a timber frame shop, something that I've always wanted to do. Well, it's kind of a mixture of timber frame / post frame. The series is coming out. I've already got the footings. That's the first video I did. I was putting in the footings to the shop, getting it started. And but yeah, I've been doing this a little over 3 years now. And it's all thanks to Alex Steele. This little 12-year-old kid that hit himself in the gonads with a sledgehammer. This is the very first video I saw of him.
Well, it would make sense that you would like blacksmithing, because I mean, you do the YouTube videos and all that stuff. And when I was thinking about, in my imagination, I was thinking about I was thinking about them putting the work in and molding metal and all that stuff. And you have to have a very creative imagination to be able to view how you want that metal to move and all that stuff in order to do it. So it would make sense to that as a kid, you were so, so fascinated by it, and now you're doing YouTube. It's kind of, it tickles that same itch, when I think about it.
I mean, because I think I don't know if I have, like, my very first video. Actually, I think I have it set to private, but anybody that wants to see it, I'll send it to you, because my very first video on YouTube, I even put in there, and I started like my first year almost. I just said, you know what, I'm just doing this for me. I'm doing it for a video documentary of my my journey in becoming a blacksmith, because that's what I actually had titled it, was I don't even remember what it's called now, but it's basically me becoming a blacksmith, and I even put in there almost every single video is like, I don't care about you. Well, I didn't say I didn't care about YouTube, but I was like, I don't really care about getting subscribers, blah, 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 blah. It was just for me. It was my video documentary. But then as the years progressed and I kept going and going and going, I was like, you know what? I really enjoy doing that. So I kind of changed that whole aspect. And you want to come say hi?
Oh man,
Miss Gladys came in to get some pictures. See, everyone got a hand.
Everyone got a hand.
But no, she's having to catch up. She'll be with us Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was one of those that, when I first started, it was just, I didn't really care about, gaining the subscribers or whatnot. And right now, I still don't really care about getting subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of the community. And that's what, I've really opened up as a person, getting out of my shell of just being an individual and wanting to stay at home and wanting to do this and whatnot. So where now I'm actually, I want to go and get my own place and do stuff with friends, or go do stuff and whatnot. Obviously the country, a lot of it is still shut down. It's kind of hard to do that. But, even as a blacksmith, I like going down to other shops and hanging out and doing stuff with them and doing stuff with the guild. And, it's definitely opened me up as a person.
Well, I mean, think I kind of got something from what you said. Your first video was your journey as being a blacksmith, and you were just talking about you pouring the footings for your shop. So I mean, think about just having that on YouTube. The fact that you can go back and look at that video, even though it's private, you can go back and look at that, and now go out there and look at you pouring the footings for your shop, and it'll give you a sense of perspective that even though, you're not at 1,000 subscribers, look at what you accomplished with the blacksmithing side of it already.
Yeah. And I know for me, eventually what I would like to do with my blacksmithing and woodworking stuff is giving back more to my military brethren and, my brothers and sisters. That there's so many people within the military communities that are just, suffering with all kinds of stuff, PTSD and just a little bit of everything, right? To have that avenue to where if they need to just come and swing a hammer, or cut some lumber, or just whatever, make a project, to be able to get them out of that mindset of whatever they're in, just let them be free. I would eventually like to be able to do some classes or whatnot. Obviously I would do separate stuff. If someone is not within that veteran whatnot, they can do a paid class. But for the veterans, I don't want to charge a veteran to do a class. I don't. I would like to say, hey, if you want to come do a weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing, we can go make some stuff. Hit me up. If you're part of, any of the stuff, past, present, future, whatnot, and you're a veteran and you want to get into woodworking or blacksmithing, by all means, that's one of the things I really want to do.
Well, hey man, promise me this then. If you're going to do that, I want you to actually do it, and I want to have you back on my show when you have it all complete and you're ready to set up, and so we can promote that you got that going on. Because I'll tell you what, helping other people is the best feeling in the world. It's kind of like I mean, I don't have kids, but even just giving a gift to somebody else, it's it just makes you feel good inside. So it'll drive you to do even more, and I think that's a really cool idea to be able to do. and just have some place for somebody to, just like you said, just swing the hammer and just forget about stuff for a little bit. Concentrate on making something.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, most definitely. I'm definitely going to, at some point, obviously, I need to get the shop made. Right now, I'm just in a temporary. But even if someone wanted to come now underneath a 10 by 10 temporary canopy and they wanted to hammer on some steel, by all means, you can hit me up and you can come on out for, if you're in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, most definitely you can come on in. And I see Johnny's Journey is here. Miss
Oh,
Gina
hello,
Payne.
Johnny's Journey. Hey, Gina Payne. Nice
So
of you guys to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. It's the first time here. So definitely thank you for coming in. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're part of my community, so they're coming over to say hello. But yeah, that's that's one thing that it's amazing to build a community at on your channel and stuff like that, and you get to know people that hang around your channel and or subscribers or other channels and stuff like that. And it's one of the coolest parts of YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
That you can do that. All the other social media, everybody's just yelling at each other into a void. And at least on YouTube, you can like talk to the person and all that kind of stuff, and it's really neat. And you guys,
before YouTube actually changed their policy to where you had to be 1,000 subscribers to do a live show, with a mobile device, I was doing live shows. I mean, I've put many of those live shows that I've done in the past, to unlisted on my channel. Because they're just, a lot of people really don't want to go back and watch them, but they're there for me to where I can go back and watch them. And that's why I've kept them. I haven't deleted them. I just put them as unlisted. But I had so much fun doing it because I would do a 2-hour show on a Sunday of just whatever I was making, of showing, even though I was a beginner blacksmith coming in, I still feel that I'm a beginner blacksmith. But just being able to go in and show people just the basic techniques or just basic, craftsmanship of whatever I was making, and to be able to teach someone that would be coming in, to me, it was kind of the same of me watching Alex Steele whenever he was first starting doing his tool series and making tools, in his little tiny shop, whatnot, doing his live streams, and I loved it. And then YouTube changed their policy, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I got away from doing a lot of the live shows, until now. So today is actually this is our first regularly scheduled Tuesday show that I plan on doing.
And are you on your phone now?
And right now I'm actually on my laptop. So
okay.
I cannot do a live show yet from my phone. So
you can with StreamYard.
Yes, I can from StreamYard. But I am not.
That's what I was just wondering. That's what I was just wondering.
So, but yeah, I only plan on doing an hour roughly. Yeah. So since we're coming up close to the end of our hour, we have a mallet to give away. What? So this was my mallet for the Make a Mallet Challenge from the Sprinkled Donut Forge, Mr. James Duncan. And if you guys have not had a chance to see that series, he actually has an entire playlist of everybody's entry for the mallet challenge. And I already said whenever I made this one that if I hit 800 subscribers, that I would go ahead and give it away. And I think the very next day I ended up hitting 800 subscribers.
Nice.
Which it went to 802 and then actually dropped back to like 796, stayed there for a little bit. And then now we have jumped back up to 808 is where I'm at now.
Nice, so, man. I call that the Bob number.
And yeah. So we're going to go ahead and give this away. And to do that, I've already said that it was going to be the wood and aluminum mallet build video, right? That you had to watch that video, and from there you had to go into the comments. So I've had 49 comments on that video. So if you're able to get into that video and you're here and you have not done so yet, you have up until the point that I go and do this random comment picker to get in there and make a comment if you want a chance of winning this. So I need to, because I haven't pulled it up yet. Random comment generator.
Yeah.
It's the same one that I did last time. Whenever we did our 750 giveaway. So it's just it's a comment picker.com. It just allows you to go in and enter in your URL. So
Oh man.
you've got to enter in the URL from here.
One button away from launch, just like a NASA ship.
Yeah. So now I got to come back over here so I can get a share. So I'm going to copy the link to this video. And then I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to get YouTube comments. All right. So the amount of unique commenters, I got 24 unique commenters.
That's pretty good odds.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Mule Kick Forge.
Oh man.
Is our winner. So you can go ahead and reach out to me at ivy.forge@gmail.com, or you can message me, because I think I actually have you on Facebook. Just send me a private message. And so I don't think he is actually in the live show right now, but if not, I can definitely go text him later. And yeah, just reach out to me, give me your address, because I do not have your address. And you're a winner of a nice, and it's heavy. I think because the whole thing was it's supposed to be around a 2 pound wooden mallet, and I think I exceeded 2 pounds because it's with the aluminum body of this is quite hefty.
If you made that larger, man, that could almost look like a weapon in like a fantasy medieval game.
Yeah. And but yeah, I actually had a lot of fun making that, because the drill press that I have lays over onto a 90-degree, and then I used it like a lathe to round those out, and it was a lot of fun. That's cool. Man. But yeah, congratulations to the winner, Mule Kick Forge. Yeah, so we have about 1 more minute. If anybody has any questions for myself and or for Bob, you can come in. So I've seen that there's a few people. I know I haven't been keeping up with chat very, very well, but we've been kind of communicating back and forth and doing some stuff, doing some story time.
Yeah.
Like I did say, this Friday, noon, right? Noon Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Bob is going to be doing an interview of both myself and Miss Gladys. So we'll be over on his channel this Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So if you got any questions now, you can save them for then if you wish. But yeah, there's quite a few people here.
Awesome.
Mr. Pete Collins was in the house. I didn't get a chance to say hi. And yeah, all right. So you got any closing words there, Bob?
Just go check my channel out. If you like me, hang around. If you're not, I understand. It's all good. And I'll see you on Friday, man.
All right. So yeah, stick around and I'll chit chat with you for a little bit. All right.
All right.
All right, y'all. So I definitely appreciate you guys for dropping in. This is our first Tuesday live here at Ivy's Forge and Homestead. I'm sorry Gladys could not drop in this time. She will be with us Friday. And yeah, over at Bob's Adventure. Please check him out. If you can't find him doing the search, do not put the space in there. Just put it all as one word and it will pop up. Definitely thank you, everybody, guys, for coming in. And congratulations once again to the winner over Mule Kick Forge. Go check them out. And yeah, you get a nice, awesome hammer. And then to our two winners from the 750 subscriber giveaway, I finally got your shirts. So that's Garage Misadventures. And to Crawford, and I know he was here, the Dragonstone Gym and Ironworks, Mr. Crawford, our resident wizard of the iron community. Go check him out, y'all. Okay, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye now.